Today we're going to talk about the Scuf Impact Controller. What's up guys, it's Jason over at Think Gaming, and today I want to make a fun video just talking about the Impact Controller. If you guys haven't checked out my review on the Vantage controller, it was one of my first videos I put out. I didn't like the controller. I mean, the sticks were awesome because they were offset like the Xbox, but the Bluetooth connectivity sucked really bad. It would just lose connectivity. You would have to connect it manually every time you turned on your PlayStation. Also, I didn't like the fact that to use your headphones, you had to be plugged in, you had to have a wire. It just was a lot to deal with just to communicate with your friends online. And then the other issue was the sticks. I mean, there was a lot of dead zone on there. If you were like a sniper and just wanted to barely move, you know, it just wasn't happening. There was too much dead zone around the area. To be fair, Scuf did put out an update, but they can't update the feature that you have to have it wired in order to talk. Also, I don't know, it felt weird. I just didn't like it. So I decided, all right, let's go with the Impact and let's see what's about. The main reason I went with the Impact and stayed with Scuf because unlike the Vantage, there's an actual PS4 controller inside here. Now the Vantage was built from the ground up, so you're not getting a PS4 controller. Inside is a PS4 controller, so I knew I was getting a quality controller once I got this. Now the price is kind of a hard pill to swallow, but once I opened it up, it just feels so much smoother. I didn't go with the grips in the back because I was being a cheapskate, which I kind of regret, but it's okay, it's not a big deal. The outside just feels so much smoother than the Vantage. It just got a really nice flat feel, at least this one does. I went with a plain black, I didn't go with crazy colors. Everything is identical from the PlayStation. That's why you have this weird headset right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the weird headset button right here, that's because it is using a PlayStation 4 controller. Now, the first thing I felt when playing this long hours was the ends right here were digging into my palms. I was like, man, I don't know if I like that. And this left stick was a far reach. As you can tell right here, it's a far reach from when your palm's right here and you're trying to use a stick with your thumb, you're like way out there. So I didn't like that. And just the paddles, I would only use two, and it just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling the controller when I first got it. Now it's just like everything, you have to practice or you have to get used to using this controller. My best analogy, which I told my friends, it's kind of like dribbling basketball with your left hand. At first it's hard and then it becomes like nothing. And that's what I feel about this controller. This controller is freaking awesome. You just have to put the time into it. Alright, to correct the issue from the sides digging into my palm, I ended up holding it in the center instead of like way off to the left side like I was used to with an Xbox controller. So when I hold it in the center, it is so much easier to grab both sticks. It just makes sense. And the paddles in the back fit perfect. You don't have to hit them at the bottom. I kind of hit them a little closer to the top for the inner paddles, and the outer paddles I just hit at the edges. And it just becomes natural. I got used to all four paddles. It really changed up my gameplay. I'm nothing good. I suck. But just the comfort of using the paddles and being able to aim while you want to slide, jump, or whatever, it makes the controller worth it. Now the sticks you're getting PS4's actual analog sticks in the inside. There is a little locking mechanism that you just take this little ring out and you can change your sticks out, which is really awesome. The quality of the sticks, it's awesome. It feels like a really soft rubber. Now with the PlayStation 4 sticks, they're really hard and your fingers are real slippery. These actually have a sticky grip to it, but the only downfall is that they do wear out pretty fast. But you can buy new sticks. They're only like 10 bucks or something. But mine are wearing down a little bit. I've put a lot of hours of gameplay, but I've only had it like a month or two. I think about 2 months maybe. And they're wearing down pretty bad, but they actually have the form of my thumb, so it doesn't really bother me. Other than that, everything's great with this controller. I cannot complain. I mean, it's a PlayStation 4 controller. I don't need to be wired in. I mean, to use the headset jack, I don't need to be wired in. That's awesome. It's just got a great feel. I see nothing wrong with this controller. Now, there's options for you. If you guys want to go through Scuf, you can get the 4PS, something like that. It's their first controller. It's just a modified PS4 controller with two paddles. Or you can get this one, the Impact, or the Vantage. Now, if you're going with the Vantage, I suggest going wired because the whole headset thing is a little annoying, and I don't know. Besides I had a bad experience with the wireless. I understand the firmware's there, but it's that whole headset thing that's really bothering me. So if I had to recommend something, I would recommend the impact and just getting used to it and actually playing it like the way it's supposed to be played. I come from a history of being an Xbox fan, so just my left hand was always a little bit out. Now if you angle it in the inside, you'll feel comfort with it. It'll feel perfect. As far as the triggers, one issue that I did have that I have to talk about is that the triggers, you could adjust the sensitivity of the triggers. What you do is you pop off this little cover here, and inside here is a little Allen. So you can adjust it to, you know, to do the hair triggers where you just barely touch it. Oops, I dropped this little guy. So that's all right, but what happened was I was getting into my game and it was acting weird and I couldn't use YouTube or anything, so I ended up writing Scuf and I was like, hey, you know, anytime I get into a game, it's weird. I have to disconnect my controller through the software and then start the game all over. I had to do something, I forgot what, and it would work, and then YouTube never worked. And it's funny, Scuf support just wrote something real basic like adjust your hair triggers. So I was like, man, that's not gonna work. I was all upset. But it was just my hair triggers were too sensitive. Once I did the adjustment, the controller worked great. Now in talking about the triggers, there are these short stops. I don't know what these are called, the stoppers I guess, to make the short triggers. They are a little cheap. It's just a little piece of plastic right here. I mean, compared to the Xbox One Elite, which had a toggle, it just felt a lot more cleaner. This one just looks like it's gonna break over time. Now I've watched other reviews before I bought the Impact controller, and everyone was saying the same thing, like they haven't broke, so that's a good thing. Now I have heard of the paddles breaking. I use mine a lot and I have not seen a difference. I mean, I'll do another review maybe a year later, but I can't say enough good things about the Impact controller. If you're out there a PlayStation 4 owner and you want something that's equivalent to the Xbox Elite controller, you can't go wrong with the Impact. It is a little learning curve. I mean, to feel the comfort, at least for me it was. I mean, and those are little issues as far as like adjusting the hair triggers. I do wish I could adjust them just a little more. I mean, they work. I hardly have to press them, but I like the way they were before. I was just having issues with YouTube or actually getting into a game. It was thinking I was pressing the triggers, so that's a small issue, but I got over it. I got used to this controller, so if you're out there shopping, it's Christmas time, you know, go ahead and get one of these. The only downfall is you have to order it through the website, and it takes about maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get it. It took a little long time, but hey, it's worth the wait. So this one gets a thumbs up, man. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. I hope this review was helpful. If you're out there looking for the controller, like, just don't hesitate, get it. I'll be making more content here soon. I have a couple more reviews that I want planned out, but I don't know. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. Merry Christmas to all. It's almost here, right? God dang, it was fast. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.